So the newest flagship phones from Samsung should already be getting you really good battery life, at least when compared to last year's model. But there are still some instances that might be out of your control that is actually draining your phone's battery faster than it needs to be, even if you don't know about it. So this video will work for the S23 Ultra, the standard S23, the S23 Plus, or even some older Samsung models. So in today's video, I'm going to try to help you guys maximize your battery life with these Samsung phones. Now the first and most important thing a lot of people do, including myself, is a bad restoration. So whenever you first unbox your phone, you're going through the setup process, it asks you if you want to bring over information from a previous phone or if you want to set the phone up as new. Now, logically, the thing most people do is bring over information from a previous phone. But did you know in a lot of cases, the files that you transfer over to your new phone might actually be corrupt and they are the ones that are draining your battery? I've had that happen to me with the S21 Ultra. When I had that phone, I unboxed it, I brought over all my information from my S20 Ultra, and I was getting really poor battery life. I mean, I'm talking about like 4 to 5 hours of battery life. Everyone was getting better than me. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And then one of my followers from Twitter, I forgot who exactly, but they were like, try resetting the phone up as new, go through the battery learning period, and see how well that is. I did it, and that boosted my battery by literally 2 hours. So it really does work. When you set up the phone as new, everything on that phone is completely fresh, exactly of how Samsung wanted that phone to be, exactly how they made that phone. Nothing on that phone is different. Nothing on that phone is being transferred over. No different settings are being transferred over. It's just a fresh phone, so that way it'll run exactly the way it was made to run. Now, sure, if you set up the phone as new, it might take you a little bit longer to actually start using it because you have to re-download all your apps, re-download all your information. But if you have a Google account, most of that stuff is already baked into the Google account, so you can just get it from there and that's it. From now on, all my Android devices that I get are completely set up as new. I don't have any battery issues as of right now. Another thing you can do, which might be obvious for a lot of people, but you'll be surprised how many people don't even know this simple trick, but use dark mode. Your S23 and even older Samsung devices have an AMOLED display, which means the pixels only light up when the screen needs to show information or colors. Logically, in dark mode, the system UI and app UI are completely dark, so those pixels that are black, they're not turning on. There's nothing that's powering those pixels because it's a black color. The pixel is just simply off, which of course helps save battery. Bixby routines is also a really powerful tool into maximizing your battery capacity if you decide on keeping your phone for 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. It is amazing. So the Bixby routine you guys are seeing right now is on the screen. It's the same one that I'm looking at on my phone, so let me go over it real quickly. So it's very easy to do. So if you are wired charging, or if I'm wired charging in this case, by the way, you can set this to wireless charging if you want. So if I'm wired charging and the time is between 10 p.m. and 5 p.m. or 5 a.m. the next day, then Bixby routines automatically turns off fast charging because you don't really need to fast charge as you're sleeping. There's no point. You're just putting more stress on the battery. And then battery protect is also on, which limits the maximum charge to 85%. Now, I have my alarm set to around 6 a.m., so between 5 a.m. when the routine ends and 6 a.m. when I wake up, during that 1 hour, that's when the phone's fast charging comes on, and that's when battery protect goes off. So it goes from 85% to 100%. So long story short, I still wake up with 100%. It just takes me that extra hour before I wake up for the phone to actually go from 85 to 100%. You don't really want to have your phone be at 100% throughout the entire night. Now, there's been speculation as to if keeping your battery at 100% is good or if it's not good, but there must be a reason why Samsung did include that battery protect feature to that, which limits the battery charge to 85%, right? They're not just going to do that just to do that. So that must mean there is some truth to it, and if it's there, why not use it? So try out this Bixby routine. Another thing you can do is periodically optimizing your device by going over into settings and then going down and selecting battery and device care, and then just go ahead and tap on optimize now. You could also click here and select Add to Apps screen for faster access, so that way it'll just be an app on your actual home screen, so you can just click on it, it'll take you directly there, then click on Optimize Now. By the way, this page is also really helpful in seeing if there's any weird background activity that is causing battery drain. So for example, if Spotify is taking up a little too much battery than the phone thinks it should, it'll actually be on that page. It'll actually say Spotify is taking up a lot of battery. Do you want to close the app, basically? You can easily just select yes, you want to close the app, or no, maybe you're doing something on it maybe you're downloading a bunch of playlists and the phone thinks, uh-oh, what's going on, right? But it will actually tell you which apps are taking up a lot of battery, so you can go ahead and check right now. There's a piece of dust flying around. It's really weird because it keeps going back to the same spot, man. Now it disappeared. That is so weird. Another thing you can do is put the performance profile over to light mode, which will prioritize cooling and battery life over processing speed. But don't worry, even if the phone is in light mode, you're not going to notice any speed decrease. Trust me on this. I've used the phone extensively on the normal profile. I've also used it extensively on the light profile. I don't notice any difference in processing speed, but I do notice a difference in battery life. I'm getting, well, you should expect roughly 30 to 45 minutes extra of screen on time, which is pretty darn good. Now, further down the page, you can also see that same setting to limit the battery charge to 85% instead of 100%. So if you don't want to use that Bixby routines to set it up, you can just set up that one setting. So that way it limits the charge to 85% every single time that you charge. And yes, that would be ideal if you want to keep your phone for, like I said, 4, 5, 6 years down the line. That would be literally the best option to select on your phone, which will basically guarantee that your battery stays as healthy as possible years down the line. If you don't want to set it up for every single day, again, you could use Bixby routines to set it up every other day. So every other day you get 100% battery life. The next day you get 85% of battery life. The next day 100, so on and so forth. So even that is better than nothing, in my opinion. But if you have the S23 Ultra, this thing is so good with battery life that even if you do set it to 85% maximum capacity, you're still going to be good throughout the whole day. Now, another trick that's actually super effective is turning off adaptive brightness. With these newer phones, they are so bright that even when adaptive brightness is turned on and you're indoors, it's still too bright. So you can actually turn it down a little bit more and save battery life. But for that to have full control, of course, you need to turn off adaptive brightness and then just put it to the level you want. That's it. If you do these tricks that I showed in this video, I can basically guarantee that you will get better battery life. It's actually literally impossible for you not to. So go ahead and try all these tricks, or pick which one that you want to try and leave out the one that you don't want. Maybe you don't want your phone limited to 85% of battery life. That's fine. That's more for future-proofing your phone as the years go on. But if you try every other trick that I just showed you, guarantee you're going to get better battery life. Now, if you know any other good battery saving technique, let me know down below, because not only will you be helping me out because I love battery, but you'll also be helping out the people reading your comment as well, so they can also apply that technique to the techniques that I showed in this video to even further maximize their battery life. So I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, definitely leave a like. It's completely free to you, but it helps me and the channel out a lot, and I truly appreciate it. And if you are new here, consider subscribing. This was Mark from MarkStack. Adios.